You've strategically taken on a broad portfolio as a minister. What's driven your thinking behind that? Is it a deliberate strategy?
Absolutely. In consultation with the Premier and our cabinet colleagues, the whole process about human services and community services change is all around how we integrate around the needs of people, and how do we break up the siloed approach of mental health, of ageing, of disabilities, of homelessness, or whatever it is. How do we make sure that services are built around the needs of people?
What about you as a leader? Does it fit the way you see the world?
Well, I think it does. Maybe it's family, maybe it's school, maybe it's all those kind of things. But I've always had this driving notion that public policy and public life is about the change you can bring in people's lives.
You recently posted on social media a Nelson Mandela quote, which was, "As long as poverty, injustice and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest." That's what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, I did post that Nelson Mandela quote because he's hard to ignore as a figure of change, a global figure of great respect. And many years ago, I read his biography, follow his comments on Twitter. There's all sorts of Twitter accounts for everything else. But that's because the Nelson Mandela approach about selflessness, about justice being at the heart of public policy resonates so well. And of many of his quotes, I think that is but one that we could do well to guide our public policy approaches around.
That's a really important point, I think, is we started talking about that complexity of your portfolio, but it's also about the simplicity and the integrity of the purpose, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That guides you through that.
That's right. It's how do you identify the needs of an individual in the context of what's going on in their family, in their life, in their community, in their wider society, and how do you wrap around them the support and the confidence that they need to be their own best advocate, to be the best person they can. What are the supports they need in housing, in personal care, in education, in whatever their priorities are, so they can live the kind of ordinary life that the rest of us take for granted.